Kevin and Mark, you listened to them a lot today. We're tracking this massive tornado once again out in Canadian County. You guys got quite a story to tell.
Well, yeah, again, Mike, it's been a white-knuckle ride all day for both of us. It's just incredible the way these storms took off. As Mike predicted all week, that we'd have a pretty bad one set up for today, and then that's exactly what it was, and I was amazed to see how fast they went tornadic. But again, it was just an incredible ride out by El Reno. If we can go to the footage. This is off the dash cam of our unit here. And basically, we're looking north on, I believe it's Fort Reno Road, back toward I-40 there, and this tornado begins to crank down, and it will have suction vortices swing out of it. And it was, you know, to the point of I've chased several large tornadoes like this, and when they get this carousel effect of these suction vortices dancing around the main circulation center, it's just going to get wider and wider and grow, and that's when you've got to bail out if you're tracking the storm. There were several guys up the road. I was really getting concerned for them. They either going to have to go north and really hammer it, or come back south and get out of it. And unfortunately, we saw several tracker vehicles, including the Weather Channel, that was rolled today. And unfortunately, that's the dice roll you take sometimes with these large tornadoes. You don't know exactly when they're going to expand on you, and your options are slim to none if you've got power lines coming down on top of you and that situation. And that's kind of what we ran into a lot of today. We would make a headway down one road, and the power lines were already snapped off way out in front of the tornado, actually about a mile south. The power lines were already down on 29th. Now 15th, which is the road that we're backing up to right now, 15th had a lot of damage as this tornado basically turns hard to the right and begins to track due east, and then it would turn hard left, and it went up toward the I-40 corridor. More unfortunately, we had that fatality situation up there. My heart really goes out to those folks. And we were, you know, as trackers, we try to do as much as we can to put the word out. And I don't know if we could have put the word out any more than we have. We've been talking for days and days and days that this could probably happen. But that's why you've got to heed these warnings. Don't sit there and wait for it to come, or if you're on the highway and you don't feel comfortable, get off and turn around and go the other way.
What direction are you looking right here?
We're looking due north here.
That road goes due north.
Yeah, and as that vortex began to widen out, Mike, I was really getting concerned, and we could actually feel it start to suck the truck back. And I know Reed had his hood taken off, and Emily and Kevin ran into that situation today as well.
You can see it actually getting closer to you, even though you're backing away from it. It's actually getting closer to you.
And of course, we had people behind us also backing up and trying to turn around in the middle of the road. So it was a white knuckle ride for sure. And then as we get turned around, Kevin hangs the camera off the side, but you get to a point where you've got to bail out of this thing and really get going. So that's just what we saw out at El Reno, and then of course we had to try to work our way through damage areas and get back in front of it, and finally did at downtown, and then watched it go down toward Norman or the south side of Oklahoma City and Moore.
And you tracked the one through South Oklahoma City down through Moore as well. You're over there at Crossroads Mall, saw power flashes over there. We can go ahead and re-rack that tape too. But let's talk about South Oklahoma City and down by Crossroads, because you tracked that. We were talking about how rapidly that one was forming, and it did put a couple of paths down through there. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, basically what it did was, and I had chased a hurricane at one point in my career a few years ago, and what it causes is it's a hurricane effect. And you talk about how we were just seeing power flashes after power flash, and it was a complete whiteout with rain.
Yeah, we were over by Crossroads Mall and looking back down towards I-35, and there was just power flash upon power flash coming from there. The winds were strong, rocking the vehicle. We could see power poles actually start to kind of tilt a little bit too, Mark.
And that's where I got concerned about, do you want to start down a road that the power poles are going to be coming down on top of you? I know we've had several units get crisscrossed on this thing on I-40, and I believe we had a live truck actually have a power pole come down almost on top of them. Lance and Waleed today, as Lance was trying to get to that fatality accident. But again, Mike, it's just incredible weather, and folks need to remember it's just rain, it's just water and wind that's causing this, and heat. But it's just amazing that more people hopefully are not injured or killed by this thing. And it's unfortunate that we had the injuries and fatalities that we did, but we hope that people learn from this and continue to, when we put the warnings out, we mean it, and there's a reason why we do it. So
yeah, hopefully the warnings worked today and they heeded our advice.
You know, the inflow, guys, was amazing. All in these storms, inflow and outflow, both. There were high velocity winds all over the place, all around these tornadoes. So there's a lot of widespread straight line wind damage as well.
Yeah, I have no doubt that, I mean, like I said, we had poles down miles in front and behind. I mean, 66 had poles down and large poles down and was hung up. So I-40, 66, you start having these highways get taken down. And it's just gridlock out there, Mike, unfortunately, and the rain didn't help either.
Okay, Marc Dillard, Kevin Cosby, you heard them all afternoon. We appreciate that.